Hello, and welcome back to the start of a new year and the opening of the best spring semester in the history of CRC. As always, I hope that you were able to use your time off doing something that brings you joy, traveling, resting, or spending time with loved ones. As you know, this spring semester, we had the rare opportunity to have a district-wide convocation, which was a great chance for us to interact with colleagues from across the district. However, with the absence of a CRC spring convocation, I was unable to address our college community as I would normally. Now, I will pause here for a moment for you to cheer or to sigh, whichever suits your emotion the best. And remember, depending on where you are watching this, no one would even know. So go right ahead. Nonetheless, I am pleased to be able to use this medium to share some thoughts with you as we move through the second half of this academic year. The most critical thought that I will share with you, and if you don't take away anything else from this next couple of minutes, I want you to know this. I am keenly aware of the tremendous amount of work and effort you are all doing to ensure that all of our students have the best opportunity to successfully reach their educational goals. As we continue to have important conversations about implementing new models and approaches, it is important for all of us to remember that each of our colleagues operate with the best set of intentions, where student success is a core value that we all share. We might disagree on how to best serve students, but I've never come across anyone at this college that did not agree that we must put our students first. Our common commitment to students is our foundational cornerstone. We will use this unifying value to build the structure needed that would translate our interest in seeing all of our students succeed into a system that will make our ambitions possible. Our commitments to the success of students alone is not enough to produce greater success if the system that we are operating with lacks the capacity to produce it. Let me say that again. Our commitment to the success of our students alone is not enough to produce greater success if the system that we are operating with lacks the capacity to produce it. I love basketball and I'm a huge LA Laker fan. Again, if you need to cheer, sigh, or boo, remember, it's okay. There are just a few things that I would enjoy more than to put on a purple and gold uniform and take to court and play for the Lakers and lead them to an 18th championship. I really desire to do that. But this system called my 45-year-old body, and truth be told, even if it was 22, lacks the ability to run, jump in a manner that would make that desire a reality. In many of the same ways, our system called the status quo way of doing business is an outdated and unresponsive structure that has proven that it is systemically and systematically unable to produce successful outcomes for the majority of our students, particularly first generation, low income, and for students of color. The overall 6-year completion rate for our students is just 44.9%. When we disaggregate the data, we get an even clearer picture of the students who are most impacted by our present structure. The 6-year completion rate for Hispanic is 38.5%. For African Americans, it's 30.3%. What do these numbers represent? When we have more than half of our students not earning a degree? And what does it mean that for certain communities of color, in that same measure, it's 70%? We have all read the studies about the economic and social trajectory of individuals who earn post-secondary education. We understand that their potential to earn enough income to support their family, to be in satisfying careers, to send their own children to college, to engage in civic causes, all increases because they earned a degree. We know these students' stories well. We highlight them in our advertisements These are the ones that visit our office hours. They are part of our clubs. And these are the students that we will hold up as the examples of our success and what is possible for all of our students. I do wonder, however, about who is telling the stories of the students that we know a little less about, because they never made a connection on campus, because they dropped out their first semester, because they were unable to get the class that they really needed, or did not quite understand financial assistance that is available, so they did not believe that they could afford school. Does their story matter? Because we don't often highlight their voices. What are their prospects of life? It might be easier to look past these students and their experiences if they were the exception. But that's not the case, is it, when we look at the data? We are talking about the majority of our students. The lives of the individuals who do not complete does not stop once they leave CRC. They are navigating a world absent of all the tools they need to be in position to take advantage of the various opportunities that exist in this society. We need to do better. We must do better. We can do better. We have both a tremendous opportunity and a moral imperative to address these systemic inequities and structural failures. Again, I want to emphasize that the lack of successful outcomes for our students is not the fault of any individual faculty member, staff, or administrator. And it's definitely not the fault of the student who is also quite often assigned blame for their lack of success. However, it is our fault if we recognize the structural issues and don't do everything that we can to change it and to implement a new structure. This is why Guided Pathways is so important. Guided Pathways is not just another initiative or program. It is a new way of doing business that places the student experience at the center. Simply, Guided Pathways is the means in which we will achieve our instructional vision of improving overall student success while simultaneously closing a gap in achievement without compromising rigor. I am so proud of CRC in the way that many of our colleagues from all across the college has engaged in this revolutionary change that focuses on recreating a college structure that aligns with our college student-first ethos. If you have not had the chance to participate in Guided Pathways work, I would like to encourage you to join one of the 4 pillar groups. Just go on to the Guided Pathways webpage on the CRC website to get additional information. We need you. Let me wrap up by saying, I love CRC. Sometimes it's easy to take things for granted. My convocation confession for this year is that I don't often pause enough to appreciate all the things that I have been blessed with. I don't say thank you enough to the people close to me who support me. I don't often stop during my day to be mindful of the job that I get to do and the people that I get to interact with daily. So let me take this moment before we move too far into a new year to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for our students. Thank you for the personal sacrifices you make in order to put in the time to be excellent at your craft. Thank you for serving our students at every counter, lab, office, and classroom.